For a long time, I struggled with not wanting to leave my house. I think this stemmed from COVID, where we were forced to stay home, and I kind of got used to that lifestyle. But as I grew older and things went back to normal, I was left needing to leave my house, whether for college, work, relationships, anything along those lines. I had to leave my house. Oftentimes, I'd have to leave it for, majority of the day. I wouldn't be getting home until much later, and then I'd be going to sleep. This was such a scary thought because I suffered from agoraphobia, which is basically being afraid of outside. It is not a fun thing. And of course, there's different severity of it. So I know some people suffer so bad from it that they get anxiety attacks when they go to leave. Mine wasn't that bad. If I had the choice of either leaving or not leaving, I'd choose to stay home. So I'm going to talk about how I made past that. If you're suffering from this, how maybe this could help you, and how you can slowly get yourself out there, and maybe you can take something from the video. But yeah, let's just get into it. Honestly, ignore any of the YouTube fluff. So okay. Basically, when I noticed it the most was when I started dating my girlfriend. When on the weekend she'd be like, "Hey, you want to come over? You want to stay over?" And I'd go over for an hour or two, and then I'd go home. What would I do when I went home? Well, I would play video games. I would mostly just boot up my PlayStation and just play games and listen to music by myself, because that was my idea of unwinding. And now, it's fine in the sense where it's a healthy coping mechanism, but you're not going to get anywhere doing that. And I quickly realized that I'm going to have to make some decisions here. I'm going to have to either protect my my private time of gaming, or put myself out there. And so on paper, I was like, okay, I need to put myself out there. That's the logical answer to it. But in practice, it was a lot more difficult than that, because I found myself, I don't know if it was because I was scared, or, I would get nervous. I'm not entirely sure. But every time it would come close to something, I would either cancel it or dread it. Now, breaking it down, what I figured out was the more time I have to think about something, the more I'm going to worry about it. So the solution I had was to keep myself busy, so busy that I didn't have time to worry about it. And one of the things is busy outside of my house. So I almost force myself to get out there and be more comfortable in places other than my place, which makes sense, because you're going to have to do that eventually. And one of the things I learned as I grow up and become an adult is no one is going to be there to hold your hand and force you to do things. When you're a kid, and let's say you didn't want to go to school, and your parents would be like, "Oh no, you got to go to school or I'm taking away your video games." And then obviously you go to school. You don't want your video games to be taken away. No one's going to do that when you're an adult. And it may seem awesome because you have freedom, but that freedom is also a bit of a curse, because you have to keep yourself accountable. And when I realized that, I kind of got into a routine of not making things like video games my main priority. A few things that helped was I downloaded some games on my laptop so I could still play when I was on the go. And that kind of helped a little bit. Another thing was just slowly but surely getting out of the mindset of I can't wait to go home. It's kind of weird because obviously if you're in class, you're like you don't want to be there. You want to go home. But I kind of got to a weird point where I was like, you know what, I'm chilling. I don't really want to go home right now because I like the different environment. And then that bleeds into things like my relationship with my girlfriend, because now I'm like, okay, I can go over to her place and not have the need to escape. And then that's the other thing, is the anxiety aspect of it, where I was running from the things I was afraid of, and I'd want to go home because I know what that's like. There's nothing scary there. And unfortunately, at one point or another, you're going to have to conquer your fears. It sounds easy on paper, and it's like, oh yeah, like I'm not afraid of anything. But it's always the small things, like, for example, sleeping over at someone else's place. It's getting out of your comfort zone, I think, is the best way to put it. And I think this, for me at least, I suffered from multiple things. I had a bit of a video game addiction, so I had to kill that. And I also, well, I had a few stalkers. I had like 2 or 3. And that didn't help either. That's a topic for another video. But basically, I was just afraid of the outside. I wanted to be home and be comfortable. And so I just slowly weaned off my time gaming and got some other hobbies. Well, not even got other hobbies. I just indulged in other hobbies like drawing and stuff. And it was weird because I noticed the difference where I was like, okay, now this week I'm going to go over to my girlfriend's place. And I was fine with that. Which is weird because I never used to be fine with it. So, if you're suffering from agoraphobia or anything along those lines, my advice is to just slowly get out of your comfort zone. I don't think any advice is like a cure-all. It's not like do this and you'll be fixed, you know? I think it's person by person. But I think a general idea is just slowly but surely get out of your comfort zone. It worked for me, surprisingly. And it might have an impact on you. There's no way to tell until you try it, you know. And I think that's what it boils down to, is don't be afraid to try new things. And I know it's easier said than done. I'm not trying to force you to do anything. All I'm asking is just try something new. And just go from there. And slowly but surely build your way up. You don't have to like fix it in a day. This entire thing I'm talking about took me months. This has been like 4 or 5 months of progress. So it won't be an instant fix. You'll have to work for it for sure. But I think if you do work for it, it'll be worth it in the end. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Let me know what you guys think. And also, if you like the new gameplay, this is House Flipper. I got it for free on Steam. It's a fun little game. It's relaxing, so I thought it'd be perfect for these kind of videos where I'm just talking. But yeah, let me know if you prefer Minecraft or if you like this, and anything else you want to tell me in the comments. Comment section's always open for you guys. But I will wrap it up here. Take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you soon. Alright, bye guys.